In today's video, I'm going to digitize the Texas Rangers logo 3D puff for hats. We are going to break up our logo into pieces. This blue part, this is just regular flat embroidery. We'll do the blue first, and then we're going to go to the red. And the red, this is the 3D puff. So I want to do this red all in one shot with no cuts in between. Here, the blue, we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 cuts. They're located in 4 different locations. So this first one here, I'm going to work a lot with the column B, my favorite tool to use. I'm just tracing. All right, we set our angles. Bam, set our angles here. All right, nothing too crazy here. Let's go down here. Let's do this one here. So let me just set my underlays. Bam, 38. If you want a straight line, you could hold that control down. All right, it's just clicking right here. Really, where all the brain power, we're going to use a lot of this brain power is during the red portion. All right, so right now, very straightforward. Now we get to these kind of tricky areas right here. Okay, this part here of the logo, if I were to try to digitize it exactly the way it is, it probably wouldn't look good. Sometimes we have to adjust our picture just so our thread kind of could fit in this area right here. So I'll put this little part right here. I really want it to kind of stand out. If we were to try to digitize it as the picture, it'll kind of get lost. And I'm gonna break this piece up into pieces just so all my shapes could be nice and clean here. So here. And these here, by the time they connect together, it'll close up and make it look like one piece here. So this one here, I'm just gonna break it up into pieces. So it looks kind of straight. Since it's a long bar, that's why I put it like that. 4 pieces here, so let's just do the order that we want to go. Start here in the bottom. This will be number 1. Then we'll go with this one, 3rd, 4th. And then we could sequence that. We could put our apply closest joint. All right, let me just remove this cut right here. Just gonna stitch down here. By having kind of like this this blue part right here, it kind of tells me where to put my foam. So I don't really have to put a placement stitch and tell me where to put my foam. I could just match it with these colors right here. So now we are ready for the red part. So this is the main part. This is the 3D puff part. Since everything is connected together, I want to do this stitch all in one shot, so no trims in between. We're going to start here and move up to our first location. Let's turn this red. And what I want to do, I want to make a kind of like put a triangle in right here. All right, a nice straight triangle. And all right, something that looks like this. And then this bottom part. All right, so this, it's a sharp triangle right here. It's a little large on, we go like about here. And what you can do also, you can kind of stick it out a tad bit. All right, because it's gonna pull itself a bit. Duplicate. This design right here is a prime example where if you try to digitize it exactly the way the picture, it's gonna come out a little choppy. All right, here we're getting a little close to our blue area right here. So what I want to do, select my blue and kind of tadly push it to the side a bit. And here, bring this down a tad bit. All right, just so it fits. And now we're going to start from the left side, this left triangle, walk to our next one. All right. And then we're gonna walk from this triangle, bam, okay, to our capping area here. So now we are at our first cap. Okay, we're gonna start from the bottom and work our way up. And then here I'm gonna make my capping. take away this underlay. Should have been off. So you can see how it's rounded. I like this rounded one, this rounded way here. All right, because I get more coverage than just like a traditional type of capping. All right, let's put this 2.5 as my density. And I'm gonna walk to my capping right here. And let's select this, let's duplicate it, flip it, grab it. All right. Now I'm gonna build this bottom portion. All right, so that's how it's looking so far. All right, now we could build this main bar that's here and it's gonna do a slight little curve here. So you see this curve. All right, we have that curve there. Bring it all the way up here. All right, side number 1. Let's do side number 2 now. And here, you don't want to make it a straight line. Okay, you don't want it to be super straight. All right, so you can see how it's at an angle right here. That's going to be useful. So when we put the stitching on top of it, it doesn't pull and leave a giant gap in there. Bam, we're like 80% there now. Now we're about to enter some critical points, some area of concern. In a perfect world, I would just make my caps and stitch out this T just like this. All right, H, I'll put my angles here. Areas of concern, I got some very long stitches, about 11 millimeters. And what's gonna happen, and I've noticed it, is my angles, you're gonna see how open my angles are, right? Which I don't really like it. I want my angles to be a little tighter, because here also, there's potential for this corner to open up or to kind of get out of shape. In order for this T to look nice and sharp, this is what I do. And I've tested it the normal way, all right, which I didn't like it. And I'm always looking for ways to make something look better. All right, so let's see. All right, we do side number 1 first. Then we're gonna do side number 2. So my angles are a little more subtle here. Okay, I'm not kind of changing. I'm not going from 0 to 90 real quick. All right, and then we're gonna walk. Let's select. See if I could copy this. All right, sometimes you could just adjust it, make it fit your area. Now, let's go ahead and do this corner now. Okay, and these corners, they're not symmetrical. This left side is wider than the right side. I don't want to copy and paste this one, so I'm just gonna do it again. Bam, right there. All right, now I can make this last part of the bar. Start up here, go right here, bam, and let's go about right here. Okay, bam, that's the long stitch right there. Then overlap there. Look at that. Bam. And then your start stop. I'm gonna stop right here. Bam. All right, so by the time the stitches stitch out, all this blends in. All right, so it looks like one. And what I'm gonna do, this one, these two here, I'm just gonna give it a center run underlay. So right now it's showing trims 10. I only wanted to have 4 plus 1, so 5 trims. So we could double check our sequence. All right, everything should look good. We kind of digitized it according to sequence. Bam, walking stitches. That's why walking stitches are so useful, so helpful. All right, and let's go ahead, apply closest joint. Bam, 5 trims, exactly like how I wanted it. H. So in this place, at this time, this is when I'm looking for my start stops. If you've been following the way I digitize, I have the 10-point checklist of digitizing, and of course start stop is a major one. All right, so I just want to know, where do I start? So like this one, H. I really don't want to start at that small little corner. It's like this area right there. Let's see this play out. All right, that was the first one. There's a cut there. Goes to that one. Bam, bam. All right. Goes to the next one. Then to the next one. Now we put our 3D puff foam. Once the 3D puff foam is there, nice and secure, we push play or start. All right, it's gonna do that part. Bam. Does the bottom. It's gonna walk its way up. And full coverage. One thing about this logo, lesson learned that I got from right here, released 2 areas. It was one here, this area here. One thing that I learned doing this one, because I did sample other methods of getting this, I wanted to get what is the best way to get these little corner decorative points. The best way was to keep everything straight and all my angles exactly facing from left to right. Okay, that way it blends in with the main bar up here. And then up here is these corners, to keep the angles as close to 0 degrees from this left side bar, and a gradual or a subtle angle change up here. Because if we were to try to go all the way through, I feel like it's too much stress from going from 90 degrees all the way to 0 degrees in such short distance, along with long threads. So it's like a double whammy. We're changing angles real quick, and we're sending out long stitches. So of course, the only way to know if your stitch out is correct is to actually test it out on a hat. All right, so this is the final stitch out, and as you can see, it's looking nice and clean. I'm doing a full series digitizing all the Major League Baseball logos. The next one on my list is the New York Yankees. So of course, stay tuned for that one. That one is a very fun one of my favorite logos to digitize. And if you are a YouTube member, I do have the files available for download, so you can follow along and you can analyze, measure, test, and tweak any of the settings that I have right here. Thank you for stopping by. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.